Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I am super excited you're here because today we're diving deep into a medical investigation on a truly silent epidemic. If you're over 40, you've probably noticed that the rules of your body seem to have completely changed overnight, right? Standard diets that used to work like a charm in your 20s suddenly do absolutely nothing. Well, today we're going to unpack exactly why that happens. We are going to uncover the physiological reality of fat stored exactly where it shouldn't be, deep inside your organs. We'll explore a really fascinating concept known as the predatory metabolic framework. We'll decode the actual biological mechanisms of fat and ultimately show you how to optimize your health.
So this brings us to a huge question, and honestly, it's one that has probably frustrated you if you've ever dealt with stubborn weight gain. Why do standard diets completely fail to cure the deadliest fat inside your body? I mean, you've likely tried cutting portions, sweating it out on treadmills, basically doing everything the fitness magazines tell you to do, only to find your midsection hasn't changed at all. The truth is, standard weight loss metrics are completely distracted by the wrong type of fat. They treat all weight as if it's the exact same problem. But as we're about to see, the fat making your jeans feel tight is fundamentally different from the fat that is actively destroying your health from the inside out.
Let's compare these two directly. On one hand, you have subcutaneous fat. This is superficial. It's that cosmetic, soft tissue separated by fascial layers, what we usually call external love handles. Sure, it might be annoying, but biologically speaking, it's mostly harmless. But the real danger lies on the other side of the equation, visceral fat. This is the hidden killer. We're talking about internal, organ-invading, toxic fat. When we look at high-resolution MRIs, we can see that this diseased fat directly invades the functional tissue of your vital organs, like your heart, your liver, and your pancreas. It literally infiltrates and replaces your skeletal muscle architecture. It's the primary driver of chronic disease. We're not just trying to look better in a swimsuit here. We're trying to stop a literal internal invasion.
Section 1, the caloric alibi. Let's go ahead and bust the energy math myth. Okay, so if visceral fat is the bad guy here, why is the standard advice failing to fight it? Well, this is where the pervasive idea that simply counting your calories will solve a systemic disease completely falls apart. The physiological impact of a calorie is actually governed by its chemical quality, not just the raw energy load. When you eat highly processed foods, the synthetic ingredients trigger these immediate metabolic signaling cascades. Your body literally prioritizes storing that energy directly as internal organ fat, completely regardless of your total caloric intake for the day. And a quick note on intermittent fasting here. While it's a fantastic tool for creating low insulin windows, it does have a massive limitation. As a standalone strategy without altering your food quality, intermittent fasting fails to completely eliminate those deep intra-organ lipid stores. You just cannot fast your way out of a poor quality diet.
And that builds into an even deeper issue, your gut health. Gut health is absolutely paramount for optimal fat loss. Specifically, we need to talk about microbiome dysbiosis. Basically, this is an imbalance in your gut's microecology. You know those cheat days people love to take on weekends? Well, that dietary volatility actually breeds pathogenic endotoxin-producing bacteria. You are essentially starving the good bacteria and throwing a feast for the bad ones. This imbalance increases your intestinal permeability, meaning inflammatory toxins literally leak right into your portal system, which directly accelerates internal fat deposition. So the crucial takeaway here is that visceral fat isn't just about gross energy math. It's heavily dictated by the metabolic byproducts of your gut microbiome.
Section 2, the stress accomplice. Failing at the hunt.
Listen, if you've ever blamed yourself for a lack of willpower, this is going to be a massive relief. A hugely overlooked driver of persistent visceral fat is socioeconomic survival stress, which evolutionary biologists conceptually term failing at the hunt. Think about it. When you're dealing with chronic financial instability or a lack of professional security, your body doesn't know you're just stressed about paying a mortgage. Your ancient biology registers this as failing to secure resources in the wild. This generates a continuous, unyielding state of low-level survival stress that locks your visceral fat firmly in place. Your body actively hoards that deep energy because it thinks you are staring down an impending famine.
So, it all comes down to this biological reality. Human physiology is wired to thrive under successful environmental mastery. Securing your livelihood and learning to successfully hunt in the modern professional world is actually a non-negotiable prerequisite for metabolic recovery. You have to signal for your nervous system that you are safe, capable, and victorious. Only then will your biology finally give your body permission to release those deeply stored emergency fat reserves.
Investigating the 4 pathological triggers.
Let's look at the daily disruptors.
So if we know we need to master our environment and fix our gut, what exactly are the daily accomplices causing this internal disease? There are 4 main pathological triggers we need to profile. First up, alcohol consumption. This isn't just about drinking empty calories. Alcohol forces your liver to immediately produce and store fat and completely paralyzes your body's ability to burn it off. Next is sustained psychological stress. Like we just talked about, this triggers unyielding cortisol elevation, which actively drives toxic fat straight into your deep abdominal organs. Third, refined carbohydrates. And yes, that includes carb cheating. This induces sharp insulin spikes and ruins your gut health, shutting down fat loss cold. Finally, sleep fragmentation. Poor sleep totally disrupts your growth hormone curve and alters your morning cortisol, which upregulates systemic inflammation. To clear visceral fat for good, you absolutely have to manage all 4 of these levers. Section 3, the elimination protocol, reclaiming your biology. All right, it is time to stop playing defense and start playing offense. We're moving away from a reactive, disease management mindset and stepping into a proactive health optimization protocol to force multi-system cellular renewal. Here is your whole food initialization process. Step 1 of this elimination protocol is bold, but it's totally necessary. Execute strict zero tolerance on engineered, texturized, and industrially modified processed foods. You simply cannot negotiate with poison. Step 2, transition exclusively to dense ancestral whole foods. And Step 3, suppress those addictive dopaminergic loops. I'm talking about the brain's chemical addiction cycles fueled by modern junk food. When you cut the junk out completely, you break the addiction, allowing your body to naturally clear out those inflammatory, organ-strangling fat reservoirs.
So what does this actually look like on your plate? This ancestral nutrition relies heavily on highly bioavailable whole meats, nutrient-dense wild seafood, and essential ancestral fats. And it requires absolute zero texturized or industrially modified temptations. No exceptions. This kind of nutrient density, which you often find in a well-structured carnivore or ancestral protocol, provides the exact biological synergy required to heal your gut microbiome and restore your metabolic health. You are basically giving your body the exact structural building blocks it recognizes from thousands of years of human evolution, while completely removing all the modern synthetic noise.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, provocative question to think about. Are you just managing a disease, or are you ready to hunt for your optimal health? Because as we've seen today, getting rid of visceral fat isn't about eating slightly less of the food that's literally killing you. It's about a complete lifestyle shift. It requires synergistic action, healing your gut, managing your environmental stress, and eating like the successful predator your biology completely expects you to be. Take control of your environment, execute the elimination protocol, and reclaim your physiology. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really hope this empowers you to start your own hunt for true optimal health.